Look, man, I'm gonna say this time and time again. I don't believe in your God, man. You know, and the reasons why I don't believe in your God. Number one, there's no real evidence that he exists or even Jesus. There's no evidence that he really was around, man. We just say he was around. You know, motherfuckers got faith that he was around. It's all about faith, right? You know, it's not about seeking evidence, and it's not about seeing evidence. It's all about faith. It's all about I got faith that Jesus was here. I got faith that God exists. But yet there's no real solid evidence that he exists. My life has always been the same, with or without this God that you talk about. It has never changed. Here I am still struggling, you know, and things have never changed in my life. I haven't had a girlfriend about 8 years. You know, my life has been hell, bro. My life has been in the dumps, man, my whole entire life. And I've been making it happen, or trying to make it happen, you know, throughout my life, man. And, you know, some people, if there is a God, then he hates some people, bro, and he loves other people. So, you know, when you talk about repent, and go back to Jesus or God or something like that, I'm like, bro, we have no solid proof that there's a God in the sky. Nobody has seen anything in the sky. We've been up there, with the moon, and we ain't seen no proof, man, that there's a God, man. We got more proof of aliens than it is God and Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And all this other stuff talking about God got a son, and I'm like, how the hell does he have a son? It takes a male and female to procreate, by the way. Who do you procreate with?
Wait.
Oh, yeah, what's up with it, Steve? Yep. It's all fairy tales. It's all made up. The stories are very inconsistent. That's one thing about the Bible. The Bible stories. Oh, they're so inconsistent, bro. They just don't make no sense to me. I'm sorry. That Noah and the Ark story, that shit's very inconsistent. I mean, goddamn. God was showing his true power back then, but what about now? Two different things, man. You know what I'm saying? The old, powerful, mighty God. Oh my God. Be careful with him. Oh man. All the humans got all the power down here, man. Ain't no powerful God in the sky, man. Humans got all the power down here.
Wait.
I don't believe that he exists. There's a myth, bro. And there's no evidence. Show me proof, bro. Show me some real proof, then I'll believe. Other than that, man, you guys are acting like prayer is a magical pill that will help like a magical pill that will make all your problems go away and shit. And you guys say prayer is a powerful thing. Bro, get the hell out of here, bro. So I could pray and a girlfriend will magically appear in front of me. Boy, you gotta be on some drugs, man. And then the Bible is so goddamn new to the world, bro. We've been around for so long. We've been around for 350,000 years. Do your fucking goddamn homework, man. We've been around as a human species for 300,000 years. The Bible is only, what, 2,000 years old, bro? Come on, man. We was around way before the Bible. What did we do before the Bible? Ain't the Bible is a tool to teach you how to live on earth? You got to go by it and shit like that. He would have gave you that Bible from the get-go. Matter of fact, he would have gave it to Adam and Eve. And that Adam and Eve story is so bullshit, bro. The magical snake. Talking about Satan made the snake. He made the snake talk. Satan, he made the snake talk to Adam and Eve, convincing them to bite the apple or bite the fruit off the tree of knowledge and good. The tree of good, bad, and knowledge, or something like that. The tree of knowledge, or something like that. And come on, bro. If Satan would have did that, he would have kept on doing it throughout the years. As a matter of fact, he could probably make a bear talk nowadays. It's like, bro, nah, man, I don't believe in none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't believe in none of that. Because life hasn't really been good, with or without this God in the sky, man. It's not, man, it's not, I'm good. I don't believe in that stuff, bro. I don't believe in that stuff. I stopped believing a long time ago, man. I think in my In my late 20s, I stopped believing because I started doing my own research about the religion I was in, which is the fucking Jehovah Witnesses. Okay, when I started digging up doing my research, you know, doing my research about that religion, that's when I started to think like, oh no, that can't be true, man. It can't be true. I'm like, oh no, I don't believe that there is an almighty, powerful God in the sky. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, I'm sorry guys, the Bible is very inconsistent, and that's not enough evidence to prove that he exists. It's not enough evidence. The Bible was written 2,000 years ago. We've been around way before that. Okay? You know, it's just very inconsistent stories that I be hearing about these, with this stuff, bro. Very inconsistent. Like that Noah's Ark story, bro. That's the most bullshit story, bro. So it was like God wanted to punish everybody on earth because everybody was acting up. Everybody's acting bad. So he said he was going to send a flood and kill everybody on the earth. Everybody but Noah and his family, right? So they built the ark, even though back then you could not make shit float. They didn't have the technology back then. How could you build an ark? There was no fucking goddamn boats around, man. This is back when it was new, man. You mean they built the ark that was huge and had, he put all the animals inside, even though the animals it's like, come on, bro. He put all the animals of the earth inside that ark. and then his family. For how many days? 40 days? 40 nights? You know. God sounds like a psychopath. Yeah. In the Bible, but nowadays he doesn't do the same thing that he did in the Bible. See, in the Bible, he was showing everybody his power. He was making manna fall from the sky. He was feeding people. He was siding in war with people. Like he sided with the Israelites against Solomon and his men. Like he shut doors, and he punishing people. But bro, that's like not happening right now, man. Whatever happened in that Bible, it's not happening now. The type of power that God was demonstrating back then, he ain't doing that right now. He hasn't did so since I've been alive and you've been alive. You ain't never really talked to him. You ain't never really seen the guy. So there's no real proof that he exists. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe in no God, man. I don't believe that anything. I don't believe anything such in it. I mean, bro. I don't believe that it exists. You can write a book and say, follow this book. This is the book of God. All them fucking like them books inside the Bible. Isaiah and Matthew and all them chapters and shit like that. If you turn your Bible to Matthew chapter 11, verse 12, it says here that God will rain on you and he will destroy your ass if you don't obey his word. You know, and then in the black community, there's a church on every single corner, but yet the black community is still poor. Still barely getting resources. They get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop with the bullshit, bro. Stop with the God stuff, bro. You feel what I'm saying? No, when you want something to happen, you make it happen. You go out there and you make things happen for yourself, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you make it happen. You don't wait for it to come, or you don't pray it to come. You know, you make things happen for yourself, man. You gotta get out there and do it. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta get out there and do it, because it's not gonna come to you. You know, God, everything that's down here, bro, everything that's created, we created it. We did this. If anything, God is us. We are God. Not some motherfucker in the sky, you know, that's invisible and shit. You know, I'm pretty sure when they went up to the moon, you know, that first trip to the moon, I'm pretty sure if there was a God up there, they would have bumped into him, man. They would have saw him. You know. You know, they would have saw it. But no, there's no such thing as a God somewhere. I'm gonna sit right here, man, in the shade, because it's gonna be hot today. Yes, sir, it's gonna be hot today. You know, see, the Bible, it contradicts itself too. Like, there's a lot of contradicting in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is inconsistent. You know, all this Judgment Day and Armageddon, people, God is coming back and he's gonna kill everybody that don't believe in him. That shit is bullshit, bro. That shit is bullshit. Judgment Day. The hell you talking about? It's like, what, bro? Whatever, man. And then the Satan thing, man. It's like, you gonna kill a bunch of people on the earth with the flood, but you don't kill Satan the devil. That you know. And they say, well, you can't really kill an angel. If you can create it, you can kill it. You know, you can destroy it. You know, if you can create it, you can destroy it. And this stuff is like, it's like shit that'll hypnotize you and shit, and have you thinking that this shit really exists, and you're praying all the time and nothing changed, and all the other stuff. No, nah, man, it's all about you taking action, bro. Imagine if Kevin Hart just sat back and prayed to get out of his situation. That 4'5" or 5'4". Imagine if Kevin Hart just sat back and just prayed behind closed doors without taking any action. He would have been an incel, man. As short as he was, he had to get out there and work, bro. He had to get out there and do it himself. He had to take his destiny into his own hands. He couldn't rely on a God in the sky to come and help him, man. You know what I'm saying? He had to do it himself. You guys are killing me with this God stuff, bro, because he doesn't exist. You feel what I'm saying? He don't exist. And if he did exist, bro, we sure would know it. I'm pretty sure he would make himself known in the sky. You know? Matter of fact, he would have came out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? And announced his presence. Like, I am the mighty God. Everybody else, do as I say or you will be destroyed. And that's all. And then he fade back into the sky again. No, bro. We don't know who created us, man. There's no, I mean, we could always have theories, you know. There's a bunch of theories on how we got started. But nobody really, truly knows who created us. Nobody was there in the beginning, bro. Nobody could talk English. And that's another thing, man. In the Bible, it said that God communicated with Adam and Eve. And I'm wondering, like, okay, what language was he communicating in? Because when the earth first got started, there was no languages, bro. We was like cavemen and shit. You know what I'm saying? We was grunting and stuff at first because we couldn't communicate. But after a few thousand years passed by, then the languages started to form. You feel what I'm saying? When everybody got together, you feel me, and form cliques and stuff. You know, it's like, nah, man, I don't believe in that stuff. You know, I don't believe in the religions. I feel like they're just there to take your money, just like in the black community. How many preachers are robbing people of their money? You know, robbing from the poor. You know, putting in their pockets. You know, buying themselves Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? And while you go back to that dusty ass apartment in a broken down Honda Civic and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're just there to take resources. They're not there to really help you, man. They're hiding behind that Bible. You know? And then they do wrong behind closed doors, talking about don't do this, don't do that, follow the Bible. But they don't really follow the Bible themselves, bro. But they want you to follow that shit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Dr. Umar Johnson just come in to rob, the black community, and then turn around, there's no school, there's no this, there's no that. He did all that promising, he did all that talk, but still there was no school. He just pocketed that money that they gave him, bro. And now he out of money, and now he's online, begging for change or begging for, money and stuff. But they gave him what? They gave him, was it 1.6 million to build the school? He pocketed that money, man. He said, "Fuck that school. I got 1.5 million or 1.6 million in my pocket. Fuck that school." And that money just disappeared into thin air, man. It's all these preachers and stuff, and all these churches, they just promising savior and all that other stuff. Like, man, you will go to your grave before you get saved from this lifetime. My mother went to her grave before she was saved, from this lifetime. And she was religious with that Jehovah's Witness shit all the time, bro. Talking about God is coming back, we'll be in a new system. God is going to destroy this system, and he's going to bring forth a new system that, I'm like, what the hell? In the first place, how did God lose control of his system, bro? Satan stole that shit from him or what? This is Satan's system. I'm like, how did he get it from God? How did he steal it from him? Since the God is so mighty and powerful, why would he let like a lesser like being take his system from him or take the world from him? Why would you let him have it? Since you built it, since you created it. That shit don't make no sense, bro. This is stuff they be saying in the churches and the Jehovah's Witness churches and everything. This is what they be saying. This is Satan's system. And God will come back and destroy everybody and bring forth a new system. And we gonna live in peace forever. Everybody gonna be getting along on the earth. There gonna be no more war. You know, no more suffering, no more death. I'm like, man, don't you know death is part of life? Death is a to me it's population control. That's all it is. Hey, for some of us to live, somebody gotta die, man. We can't overpopulate the earth, bro. So we gotta die eventually. You're gonna die, I'm gonna die. We all gonna die eventually. Because new people need to come into the world and build things. You feel what I'm saying? So there will be Armageddon. God will come back so quick and destroy everybody. There's gonna be Jesus gonna come back on a horse out of the sky with a sword in his hand and a sword in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hella ancient and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Nah, so I don't believe in that stuff, bro. You know, I don't believe in that Jehovah's Witness and the Catholic Church, you know, the Christian Church, the Buddha, and all that other stuff. Buddhism. You know, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in religion. I think religion is just here to take your money, man. That's it, man. Them people who's in the church and all them other like buildings, you know, they taking your money and spending it on themselves, man. You know. They're spending that money on themselves, Jack. And you just giving it to them. You know, every single church. I mean, there's a corner on every single goddamn. There's a church on every single corner in the black community. The black community still look like shit, bro. Why is the black community still poor, man? Where your God at? Like, man, motherfucker, I don't see no changing though. Like I can see if you prayed and things changed, and the black community changed, all of a sudden, people were prayed up, and then the resources started coming in. You know, the guy in the sky started giving you resources, and the black community was fine and dandy again. You know, but that hasn't happened, bro. That means your prayers are useless. All the prayer that you're doing, that's useless, bro. The black community is still in shit. The black community is still in the shits. The black community is still in the shits. I'm gonna repeat it again. The black community is still in the shits, bro. You know, the black community hasn't like progressed. But there's a church on every single goddamn corner, bro. There's a church on every single corner in the black community, and it hasn't changed. No prayers are going to fix that, bro. You know, and black people believe in God the most, and we still in a fucked up position. So no, I don't believe in your God, bro. I believe that you got to take matters in your own hands and change if you want to change. If you want things to change, you got to change. You feel what I'm saying? You know. You know. You know. Look, if I'll start to believe if I can pray and things start happening on his own. That's when I'll start believing. And I know a lot of you Bible thumpers, you're gonna come around. What are you saying? What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? How could you say such a thing, man? Because I haven't seen any change, man. With these churches and stuff, man. You know. There's no change. You know, like, you know, if you think about it, man, we've been here for so long on Earth. You know, we got control over this planet. There's no guy in the sky that's controlling things down here. You see what I'm saying? You know. And I know I'm stomping down on your faith. Motherfucker, man, how can you talk about my faith like that? Jesus, he exists. God exists. I'm like, oh, really? Where? There's no proof. You feel what I'm saying? The Bible's inconsistent, bro. All this stuff about the 148,000. Talk about they're going to heaven. That number went up a long time ago. That number been up. You know what I'm saying? It's very inconsistent, bro, with the Bible telling and the storytelling and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen to what it's saying. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me, man. I do my own judgment on it, man. What's up, man? You know. I do my own judgment. I said, does it sound like a piece of shit, a crock of shit? Does it sound like it's a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of BS? Yes, it does. It sounds like a bunch of BS. Because the way they describe him in the Bible, he did this, he did that. Oh yeah, but what is he doing now? He made manna fall from the sky and he fed people. Jesus fed people with only 12 loaves of bread and some fish. You know, It's like, get out of here, man. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then Jesus, a guy like that, Jesus, let me tell you something. If Jesus would have existed, he would have been more protected, bro. Ain't no fucking mere mortal is gonna like hang him up on the cross. I know what you're gonna say, but Jesus came down here, and you know, he came here to die for us. You know, he died for our sins. Well, he would have died of old age anyway, right? So why did you have to kill him that way? Why did you have to kill him hang him up on a cross? And we're talking about, when you talk about a God, or even the Son of God, a God is very powerful, and so is his Son, okay? You're not gonna be able to hang a God up on a cross without a fight. I'm pretty sure Jesus would have had a defense mechanism, because if he could heal, he can also kill. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't even let mere humans, mere mortals, hang him up on the cross like that. You feel what I'm saying? As powerful as Jesus was, or as you say he was, you know, with a woman that's sick walking up to him, touching him, and getting healed of all of her sickness, and then for him to be walking on water, that's a powerful motherfucker, bro. Man, that's a bad motherfucker. You don't want to piss that motherfucker off. If anybody could walk on water, bro, you can't fuck with him. That's a powerful motherfucker, bro. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even try nothing. If I heard stories of Jesus walking on water, I'd be like, nigga, I'd be so spooked. I'd be like, man, I ain't fucking with that guy. That motherfucker was walking on water. He fed like hundreds of people with only 12 loaves of bread and some fish. Like, man, that's a bad motherfucker. We can't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? And then he would have been way more protected because he had superpowers, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if Jesus existed now? Man, they be trying to use him in war. They be like, Jesus, you work for us. You can heal people. You can walk on water, and you can turn water into wine. Okay? You can turn water into red wine. Okay? So, no, you work for us. They be trying to use him as a weapon, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a weapon right there. A guy that can heal, you know, just by touching him. No homo. A guy who can turn water into wine. A guy who can like walk on water. That's a powerful motherfucker, bro. Can't no human being fuck with that. If they came for Jesus, I'm pretty sure he would have pulled out something to fuck you up with. He would have hit you with a laser beam coming from his eyes, like Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, get off me, Pop. You can't hang me up on that cross. You a mere mortal. Like, these people are above you, bro. Like, you're not gonna let somebody that's lesser than you kill you and shit. He didn't run when Judah for them came for his ass. He didn't try to run or escape, something like that. Shit. At least he could have did that. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't believe in that fairy tale shit. And then Jesus didn't leave his body behind. He came down in human form, and that's some fucking like some superpower shit, man. When somebody can like come down from the heavens or come down from the sky and get into a body and become human, you know what I'm saying? That's some powerful shit. Man, I'll be scared shitless of Jesus, bro. I think everybody will be scared of that guy, man. A guy who could walk on water, turn red wine into, turn water into red wine. You feel what I'm saying? What's up? You know. You know, I don't think that Jesus and all that stuff existed, bro. It's a fairy tale. There's no evidence that he walked the earth. There's no body. Okay? I'm pretty sure he would have left his body here and went back to heaven. But you killed that man. I'm pretty sure he would have been wanting to get vengeance on you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know if I would have got killed as a superhuman being, like you talk about spirits, right? Powerful spirits. You know, when you think about that shit, you know, you think about something that's real powerful. That's something that's beyond you. Something that's beyond you. Okay? More powerful than you. And you say, what's up with a Dorian? But I gotta disagree with you on Dorian on that one. Because God came through and killed people, man. He killed Solomon's men. He killed people in the ark when he caused that flood. What was the purpose of the flood? To kill the bad people on the earth. That was the purpose of the flood. Kill everybody but Noah and his family. I'm sorry. That story is inconsistent. You be like, what? He killing all the humans on the earth, but he didn't kill Satan the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the Bible said that Jesus will come back and he gonna kill everybody and bring in a new system. I'm like, how do you guys lose control over this one? Since you're so mighty and powerful, how did you lose control over your own system? That shit is very inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? You know, we control this, bro. We run shit out here. You know, God is just a fairy tale, man. A myth. Something to go sleep to at nighttime, man. A bedtime story. Okay, there's no real evidence that he exists. There's no real evidence that Jesus walked the earth, even though he walked in human form. Where's his body at? Where did you bury him? Oh, he went back to heaven. He took his body back to heaven. He took his human form body back to the heaven. Oh, okay. Because we got all the people that live here, man, we got evidence that they live. King Tut, Napoleon, you know. We got evidence that a lot of these niggas existence, bro. There's evidence that he exists. You feel me? You know. So you gotta understand something, man. This God and Satan thing, bro, it's not falling on me, man. It's not falling on me at all. I don't believe in none of that, man, because listen, if you listen to what you're being told, the stories are very inconsistent. Listen to what you're being told and really understand what you're being told. You have to really listen to what they're saying. They saying there's people above us that's above us, more powerful than us, like spirits, angels, gods. When you think of a god, what do you think? A god that's powerful, right? That got magical powers, that don't bleed, right? He don't bleed like us. He's an immortal that cannot be destroyed, that cannot be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? When you think of a guy, that's when you think, that's what you think of when you hear the word God. You see what I'm saying? When you think of a God, you think of a powerful being, something that's beyond us. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, people are still acting badly on earth. Jesus didn't change nothing. If there was a Jesus that came down, people became more greedier and more evil than before. There's still a lot of bad things happening on the earth. So what the fuck did he save us from? Nothing, bro. He can't save us from death. We still gotta die one day. You know. But I'm like, it's kind of like, okay, let's talk about the Noah's Ark, because that's a big Bible story, right? There's so many holes in that story that it's not even funny, man. Let's talk about Noah's Ark. Okay, you gonna punish humans for being bad, but you don't punish Satan, the devil, for being bad as well. You killed all the humans, killed everybody, you murdered everybody on the earth. So the story goes, right? He killed everybody, you know what I'm saying? And brought a rainbow up, saying he would never flood the earth ever again. That's what the rainbow is for. The rainbow is God's promise that he will never flood the earth ever again. But yet, they talk about, you know, that God gonna destroy the earth with fire next time. That he's gonna bring forth Armageddon and destroy the world leaders and bring forth a new system. That's God's plan, right? Man, they've been talking about that shit for 2,000 years, man. It's been the same stories and the same men over and over again. Jacob, they always talk about Isaiah, they always talk about Matthew, they always talk about the same people, bro. The same people, it's the same stories. Every time we go inside the Kingdom Hall or a church, they start talking about what Matthew did and what Isaiah did. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Judah, you know, what Judah did. I'm like, where the new people at? Where's the new people that God chose to lead the earth? Where's the new people? You don't know. They all died, man. And there was no new people. You go to the church, you hear the same stories, bro. I'm telling you, the fix is in. Listen to what you're saying, bro. Listen to what you're being told. Go to the church, go to a Kingdom Hall, whatever, and they'll talk about what God did in the past, and they'll keep saying those same stories over and over again. Like, you know, God, he brought manna out of the sky one time, and he fed a bunch of people when people were starving. You know, God, you know, he brought that flood. He brought that flood. He flooded the earth. You go back year after year. They'll keep talking about Noah and the ark. They'll keep on talking about King Solomon. You know, it's the same stories. It ain't nothing new, bro. Go in there. I'm like, God damn, but these people are dead. They died hundreds of thousands of years ago. What a new wave of people at? You know, when the Bible gonna get bigger, bro? When the new people gonna start coming in? Because the Bible chapters are all named after people that lived before us, man. In the book of Genesis, there was God said, "Let there be light." And they keep on talking about the same shit. Adam and Eve, right, biting the apple. They keep on talking about it. I'm like, God damn, we talked about Adam and Eve like 10,000 years ago. Like, we still talking about it. Like, we talked about Eve like last year. We talked about Adam. Go in there. I guarantee, bro, somebody gonna mention Adam and Eve in their mouth eventually inside that Kingdom Hall or inside the church. I guarantee, bro. You know, we can learn from Adam and Eve not to bite that apple. You better not disobey God. You better not disobey God. You better not. He gonna send forth the wrath of the power. You better not be fornicating and sleeping with motherfuckers without marriage, you know. You bet not. You living in sin, boy. You living in sin. You better not fornicate. But even though, I'm just saying like this, bro. Like, here's a contradiction that I find them in. Okay, they say no sex before marriage. The churches and all that other stuff, man. Even the Kingdom Hall, you know, in the Kingdom Hall, they're more strict. If they find out if you having sex without being married, they'll kick you out of the Kingdom Hall. Here's the contradiction. The churches, and especially the Jehovah's Witnesses, are against the world, and they're against like the leaders of the world, and they're against the system. So, but yet they'll tell you, don't have sex before marriage, get married first and then have sex, right? But yet, they're getting married up under the system that they hate a lot, or that they hate so much. They hate this system. They don't like this system. You know, because they think it's Satan's system, bro. You see what I'm saying? But that's the contradiction that I'm trying to get that across to you. It's that they want you to get married, but they want you to get married up under the system that they hate. And they pay taxes. The churches and the Jehovah's Witnesses, they ain't supposed to be paying taxes. They're not supposed to be supporting this system that they talk about so much. They're not supposed to be supporting it at all, but they do. They pay taxes, or the IRS motherfuckers gonna be at their door, and God ain't gonna be able to protect you from the IRS, man. They don't play that bullshit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So you go inside the Kingdom Hall, it's a bunch of motherfucking screw-ups, the biggest screw-ups on planet Earth, a bunch of fucking ex-pimps, single mothers, and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I was in Kansas City, Missouri, man, I was trying to get home, and I stopped by the Jehovah's Witness church, man, and I tried to get a ride to the bus station. They wouldn't even give me a ride to the bus station, bro. I said, fuck that shit. I'm like, I'm trying to get home. I'm part of the Jehovah's Witnesses on the West Coast. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I need a ride to the bus station. Them Jehovah's Witnesses would not help me, bro. They were like, if you sit in our Kingdom Hall, we'll give you a ride. I said, oh no thank you. I found my own way there, man. I hitchhiked. And some motherfucker that was smoking crack in the car when I was with him. This motherfucker bust out a pipe and started smoking the crack right in front of me and shit. So he dropped me off. That's a goddamn shame. A crackhead will give me a ride before a motherfucker that go by the word of God, okay? A crackhead would give me a ride. I'm like, God damn, that's what I'm saying. You motherfuckers are contradicting yourself. Your stories are very inconsistent. It don't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Hypocrites. A bunch of hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man. You know. But look, man. During, bro, the churches and the kingdom halls, they're not supposed to pay taxes. They're not supposed to pay taxes, but they do. They're against this system, bro. Because they always talk about Armageddon. Armageddon. God's gonna come back and destroy this system and put in a new system. But that shit hasn't never happened, bro. They've been talking about that shit for 2,000 years. Look how long it's been since they've been preaching that bullshit, bro. 2,000 years. You know, yeah, I believe in the bag. What's up with it? Yeah, the bag, you know, now that's something to believe in. Because you can feel it, you can touch it, you can spend it, you know, you can rub it, you can hug it, you know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, I believe in the bag. But nah, they've been saying the same bullshit for 2,000 years, bro. The Bible is what, 2,000 years old, or I think it was 2,500 years or something like that. They've been preaching that same shit with the same stories over and over and over again. You go in there, they're gonna talk about what Jacob did. Once you go inside the kingdom halls and in the churches, they're gonna talk about Isaiah. They're gonna talk about Adam and Eve. They're gonna talk about Cain and Abel. You know, Adam and Eve's sons. You know, they're gonna go in there and start talking about the people in the past, bro. That's dead right now. You know, it's like, where the new people at? Where the new breed of people at? Who else was great? I'm pretty sure there'd have been more people, bro, that was that God had chosen and shit, man. And they keep on talking about that same story on Adam and Eve, bro. You go in there, man, they're gonna talk about that shit, bro, because that's all they got. They ain't got nothing else to talk about. Repeating the same stories over and over again, over and over again. It's like, man, it just sounds like a movie over and over again that I've seen before. You go in there, man, it's the same shit. And the Bible it hasn't changed at all. They still painting pictures with horses and swords and shit, like back in the day. It's like, man, it's you know. You go in there to the Kingdom Hall, man, and sit down and watch. They start repeating them same stories over and over again, bro. Go in there and listen to what you're being told, bro, and then use your own judgment. Does it sound like a bunch of bullshit? Yes, because the stuff that they're talking about is all like magical and shit, and ponies and rainbows, just magic, like it's like, you know what I'm saying? When you think about Jesus, the way he turned that water into wine, that's magic, bro. That means he had the power of magic. You know that, right? Jesus had the power of magic. You know, And then when somebody healed him, right? So he had healing powers, right? I mean, my bad. When he healed somebody, when a woman that was sick walked up and touched him and got healed from her sickness, that's called like what, witchcraft? No, it's not. That's magic too, shit. So you're talking about a walking being that has magical powers, and he allowed himself to get killed by a mere mortal without using his magical powers. Because when he was down here, what they say, that Jesus was using his powers. You know, when he was down here, he was using his powers. Well, I'm pretty sure that when it was time for him to get hung up on the cross, he would have used his powers to escape. That shit don't make no sense to me. Especially when you see Jesus. I mean, when you think of a God, or you think about God or Jesus, these people or these spirits are above you. They ain't gonna let you just walk up and kill them like that. Even if Jesus is in the flesh, he still had his magical powers. I'm pretty sure he had a defense mechanism too. Because they talk about God coming back to kill people. Talk about God killing a bunch of people for not obeying his laws. Remember the flood? Noah and the ark? He killed millions of people because they was not going by his law. So he was doing all that, right? But what about now? Ain't nothing like that happening right now. So it's just some bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like that. What's up with it, Jamie? Ain't nothing like that is happening right now, bro. Who got the magical powers now? Who's leading the earth right now? The governments. the governments in each country, they run that country, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Brazil, Africa, they all got their own governments that run things. You acting like the God in the sky is running things down here. No. People run things, bro. We make shit go. People are the gods out here, bro. And when you think about that knowledge, that tree with the knowledge of bad and evil, where Adam and Eve ate the fruit from, why wouldn't that God want you to have knowledge, man? You feel what I'm saying? Because the story goes that Satan told Adam and Eve that if they bit that apple or if they bit that fruit, they would become like God in the sky. Okay? So that's why they wanted to become like God. They wanted to be having powers and become a god or whatever. And they bit the apple. That was the reason why they bit it. You feel what I'm saying? Say Satan made the story goes that Satan made the snake talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of odd, man, because that's not happening right now. When you make something talk, what was that? I mean, when you make things talk, what does that mean? That means you got some magical, mythical powers, man. That's a human being or something that you don't want to fuck with. You know, if I seen something like that, you know, Satan make the snake talk, I'd be like, man, Satan's above us, man. They ain't got powers, man. That's something that's like, as a matter of fact, it would have kept reoccurring over and over again down here. It would have happened again. And it hasn't happened again. You know, it only happened at one time. So Satan basically made that snake talk just one time, and then didn't do it no more. Then look, it would have kept happening throughout history. Matter of fact, that's called making yourself known, man. You know. So I know a lot of Bible thumpers, they're going to come around and say, oh, man, what are you saying, bro? You stepping on my faith. You're stomping on my faith, man. What I'm trying to get to you is like this. We live out here in a world where God don't exist. There's no proof. Back in the day, he used to come out of the sky and talk to people. He used to come out of the sky and talk to people, bro. He don't do that shit no more, bro. Remember when he was talking to Abraham up in the mountains? Remember he was talking to Abraham in the mountains and he came back down? Abraham came back down and was glowing and shit because he's been up there talking to God and stuff like that. That shit don't happen no more. And they wrote those fucking 10 commandments and shit like that. So that shit ain't happening no more, bro. Where is he now? Where is the God that said, where's the God right now that you say that in the Bible that he exists? Like, that's not the type of God that's living right now. Right now, we got a quiet God. Ain't saying nothing God. World War I popped off. He didn't say nothing. World War II popped off. He ain't saying nothing. The Vietnam War popped off. He ain't say nothing. And then we got the Russia and Ukraine war. That popped off. He didn't come out and say nothing. So the Bible stories, man, very inconsistent. Because they said that God back in the day sided with people in war. Like I said, he sided with the Israelites against Solomon and his men, bro. You feel what I'm saying? He took on the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. That shit ain't happening right now, bro. It ain't happening right now. That type of stuff, that magical stuff is not happening right now. So that's why I say it's a myth, a fairy tale, make believe. When you add magic and stuff to stories and stuff like that, it becomes a myth because us human beings can't do that. We can't just heal people with our hands and shit, man. We got doctors and stuff, medicine and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And still we got uncurable diseases down here like HIV. We don't even know how to cure that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we need a bunch of people who are infected with HIV to touch Jesus right now. Jesus need to come down and cure people of that disease, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So all the bullshit stories, the Bible story, what time is it? The bullshit stories, the Bible stories, is very inconsistent, bro. That Noah's Ark is the worst story. That's a very inconsistent story. Okay, it got so many holes in it, bro. It's not even funny, bro. And when I was younger, I used to believe in that stuff, man. I used to believe that God was coming back one day to destroy everybody. Everybody who didn't believe in him. Everybody who didn't serve him. Like, I used to think that God was gonna come back and kill me, man, if I didn't do as the Bible say do. I was very young, man, so I was very gullible. My mom used to take me to the Kingdom Hall all the time, man. And when you think about how the Kingdom Hall, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they the fakest religion in the world, bro. They started in the 1800s, bro. I'm like, how you the real religion and you started only in the 1800s, bro? You're not the real religion. Matter of fact, the motherfucker who started the religion, he came from the Mormon church. So it's like, come on, bro, how you the real religion and you came from the Mormon church? The Mormons was here before you. Shut up. That fake ass, faggot ass Jehovah's Witness bullshit, that shit breaks up families, man. You can't even go around your family members for Christmas and stuff and Thanksgiving, man. It's like you break up families like that because people get distant from each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't hang out with you, man, because it's Christmas time, so we can't come over, we can't bring presents, we can't get closer together. Get the fuck out of here, bro. The most dumbass bullshit religion is the Jehovah's Witnesses, bro. That's the bullshit religion, bro. The bullshit religion, bro. And then it's like, bro, they say it the most that, you know, God is coming back and, you know, he gonna destroy everybody who don't believe in him, and he gonna bring forth Armageddon, like I said. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, okay, well, God and Jesus is coming back, but when did they leave? You feel what I'm saying? It's a bunch of bullcrap, bro. When you listen to the stories, you question the, you know, the stories and stuff like that, man. You know, it's a bunch of crap. You're like, okay, how come that's not happening? How come this is happening? You know, you ask a bunch of questions. They don't want you to ask questions. They just want you to believe in it. Just go ahead and believe, man. Believe in what you're saying. Believe in what we're saying right now. You know, believe it. Believe in it right now. You know, I'm like, bro, like, can I just ask a question? Because a lot of stuff don't sound right. No, we just need you to believe in this right now and come pray with us right now. Everything will be okay. Just pray, man. You struggling right now on the dating market, come on here and pray. God gonna send you a woman, man. Bullshit, boy. My life has been hell. You know what I'm saying? My life has been hell, bro. My whole entire life without money, it's been hell. Matter of fact, money should be your God. You should worship money, man. You should worship the bag. You know, at least money will make things better in your life. You know what I'm saying? Not that praying to that God stuff, man. That stuff will keep you poor, man. You know what I'm saying? Pray to the God of bag. You know, the bag of God. Pray to him. And the Jehovah's Witnesses, man, they the fakest religion on planet Earth, bro. They drift apart from you, man. Man, that stuff, no birthday. You can't celebrate your birthday. You know how many birthdays I fucking, like, missed out on, bro? I missed out on 5 birthdays, bro. We was in that shit for 5 years. That Jehovah's Witness shit, bro. I missed out on 5 birthdays of my life. I missed out on 5 Christmases. I missed out on 5 Halloweens. I missed out on 5, and I can't get those years back. That's my childhood, man. I missed out on 5 Thanksgivings with all the turkey and the dressing, you know, and the collard greens and the yams, the sweet potato pie, the pumpkin pie. You know, I missed out on so much doing that that fucking faggot ass Jehovah's Witness shit. Yeah, I would call it a faggot ass Jehovah's Witness. That shit is fake as fuck, bro. That shit is fake. It's fake. The fakest religion out of all of us. I mean, they all fake, but the fakest one is the Jehovah's Witnesses, bro. I can't stand those motherfuckers, bro. They gotta go knock on people's door because they have a hard time getting people to believe in their bullshit. So why you gotta go door to door, bro? Because you got a hard time believing in you having a hard time getting people to believe in your bullshit. That's what it is. They come knocking at the door. We are Jehovah's Witnesses. You need to repent right now. You see, and then they refer to that book that was only created 2,000 years ago. They go back and can I share some verses with you, brother? In the book of Ezekiel, it said that blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. You'd be like sitting there like, what? Huh? It's like, and then you got a choice to believe it or not to believe it, right? You got a choice to believe it or not to believe it. I choose not to believe it. That's my choice. It's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. It basically separated me from my family members, man. I couldn't go around my family members. We couldn't go around. on Christmases and stuff. I missed all them years. Man, I'm glad that I got away from that shit, bro. I'm glad. I missed out on all them goddamn birthdays and Christmas and all the other shit, bro. The worst is the Jehovah's Witnesses, bro. And they don't even know who started their fucking religion. My mother and they didn't even know who started the religion. They don't even know their own history, bro. You just jump in because it sounds good. God's gonna bring back a new system where we're not dying, we don't get old, we're gonna stay 25 forever. That's their pitch. Nobody gonna believe that shit, bro. That's why they have a hard time getting people to come to their Kingdom Hall. Because it's hard to believe that shit, bro. That's their self pitch. When they sell themselves to you and shit like that, they gotta have a sales pitch. They gotta have something that's gonna hook you in, like everlasting life. Everlasting life. Like you basically gonna live forever. If you follow the Holy Spirit and the God and Jesus and stuff, and you do as they say do, you follow them, you will have everlasting life. If not, you'll be destroyed. That's how they pump fear into you, man. And back when I was younger, man, I used to hear like planes in the sky at nighttime. I used to think that it was Armageddon, man. I used to wake up and look at the sky and, oh shit, that's a sound. That sounds like God right there. Oh no. So I look up in the sky, there's only a fucking plane, bro. Shit. Motherfucker be shivering in his fucking goddamn sheets and shit. Shaking in his sheets, bro. You know. Yeah, Jehovah's Witness is a cult. Yeah, a cult, yeah. They're a cult, bro. I stopped doing that shit, bro. And the churches, all they want is money from you. Every single goddamn, on every single corner in the black community, bro, there's a church. But yet, the community is still in ruins, okay? It's still in ruins. There's rats everywhere, piss everywhere, shit everywhere. You know, drug dealers on every single corner. Violence, drive-by shootings, and all that other stuff, man. But yeah, you got a church on every single corner. Like that's really gonna stop the violence and the poverty. Like that's really gonna stop the violence and the poverty. Shut the fuck up with that shit, bro. And the churches are bad too, man. It's like they ain't did nothing for the black community. But when I was living in the suburbs, there was only one or two churches out there, man. They didn't have a church on every single corner in the suburbs. Because people don't believe in that shit, man. God is people's money, man. People will believe in money before they'll believe in that God in the sky, bro. I'm telling you. They'll believe in the bag first before they believe in that God in the sky, bro. That God will, like money makes everything easier, bro. Not the God in the sky, bro. The bag makes everything easier in life. Not that God in the sky, bro. My sister, she's still with that Jehovah's Witness. My half sister, she's still with that Jehovah's shit bullshit, and she's still poor, bro. She's still broke. She didn't even have enough money to like fly out here for mother's death, man. She's still broke. Talking about, yeah, Jesus is coming back. He gonna destroy all of y'all. You know, that's what they used to say in the Kingdom Hall and the churches and shit like that, man. They pump fear into you. You will feel the wrath of God if you ain't doing as he say do. If you're not following his laws. I'm telling you, bro. You guys are idiots to believe in that shit, bro. You want to believe in it so much, but if you listen to it, man, it just sounds like a bunch of crock, man. A bunch of bullshit, a bunch of BS. You know? And ain't nobody gonna be saved, bro. You talking about saved from this system? Man, you better save yourself. You better get that bag. I'm telling you, man. That's why I stopped believing in stuff, bro. I really start looking at the bigger picture. And I ask questions, and if you can't answer my questions, and I just stopped believing it. I was like, okay, nah, your stories and stuff are being very inconsistent. I'm not gonna keep on believing in this stuff. This stuff is a bunch of crap. And then, like I said, it's the same shit, bro. When you go into the Kingdom Hall, you go into the churches and stuff like that, it's the same stories over and over again. They're talking about Jacob, King Solomon, what he did, Adam and Eve. They'll keep bringing them same stories over and over. It's like a fucking broken record up in there, bro. Like, man, didn't we just talk about like Adam and Eve last week? We talking about, man, it's only so many times you can flip the burger over and over again, man, before it burns, man. You get burnt out. You're hearing that shit, bro. You can only flip the burger over and over again before eventually it's gonna start to burn, man. Start burning my eardrums, man. You know, I'm like, hey, I was hearing, man. I think I went to start doing the witness shit back in 2006 or something like that, and I started to become a Jehovah's Witness again, and they I went in there and the same stories, but this time it was dressed differently, you know. Same story, but with different dress, you know. It's the same story, bro. You know what I'm saying? I went in there and they still preaching that same shit. Like, God, that shit sound like a broken record out here, man. You motherfuckers sound awful when you repeat the same thing over and over again. You feel what I'm saying? And talking about what Luke did. Talk about what Ezekiel did and Isaiah. And they keep saying, oh, we need to follow these people right here because they follow God's law and we need to be like them. And I'm like, man, what about the new people? I mean, if those people exist, I'm pretty sure there have been new people that God chose to talk to. You know, these people, he talked to Abraham. He wouldn't talk to nobody else. He was only talking to Abraham. That's what the story goes. I mean, that's how the story goes. That he was talking to Abraham. I'm pretty sure if he's talking to just one person, that means that person he's the chosen person. You know what I'm saying? That God chose to like talk to. I'm pretty sure it would have been more people that he would have kept on talking to after all those people in the Bible died, okay? I'm pretty sure it would have been more people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you guys, your stories, you make it seem like God had control over the earth back in those days. Like he was running shit. Like he was like the top dog. And if you didn't do as he say do, he would strike you down. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't do as he say do, he would strike you down. I'm like, God invented you to be his slave though, bro? For real? He wants you to be his slave. He don't want you to have free will. But yet they say, oh, he gave us free will, but at the same time, he don't want us to use the free will. And then he gets mad at us for using it and then cause a flood and destroy everybody. They're like, get the fuck out of here, bro. It doesn't make any sense. You see, that's where the Bible is inconsistent at, right there. What I just told you. That's a contradiction, bro. The Bible has contradicted itself so much. Just listen to the stories, bro. And watch, you'll keep hearing the same story and over again. Go to the Kingdom Hall, go to the church. They'll keep on saying them same stories You know, yeah, Abraham and Moses and all that other stuff, bro. Those are the people he talked to, right? I'm pretty sure more people would have been born in the world, and he would have talked to them. He said, "Well, them motherfuckers died. I need some new people to talk to, man, and so we can enforce these laws here on the earth." You know what I'm saying? Because you guys you made it seem like he was enforcing the laws. He was siding with people in war. He was active down here. He was intruding in people's lives. He was coming out of the sky, bro, and talking to people. You feel what I'm saying? Man, that shit has never happened. He was demonstrating his power in that Bible, okay? He demonstrated his power. He hasn't did that right now in this present time. Okay? So that's why I have a hard time believing, because the stuff in the stories in the Bible, it don't match up in today's era, okay? It doesn't match what he did in the past versus what's going on right now in the world. So that's why I have a hard time believing. All that magical shit that he was doing, making manna fall from the sky, what Jesus was doing, going around healing people, turning water into wine, that's called magic, bro. That's called magic. That means magic really truly exists. If Jesus did it, then somehow you can do it too. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then he didn't use his magical powers to escape from being killed. Whatever, man. That shit don't make no sense. I gotta go, man. You guys have a good day, man. I'll see y'all in the next one. You know. Peace out, take care, bless. I'm out.